Hello my dear students. Our today topic is development of surfaces. So whenever we are going to talking about the development of surfaces, also called as that development of lateral surfaces of the solids. So that these development of surfaces are essential for engineers. Basically, whenever we are working in different industries such as sheet metal industries, automobile industries and aircraft industries, definitely it is essential to study how we are going to develop the surfaces of the solids. So here, if you want to prepare a funnel or a measuring flask or a chimney or a storage tank on boiler cells, so these are all sheet metal works. If you want to develop such kind of components or objects, definitely we must have to measure the outer parameter and then we need to develop the sheet metal. Accordingly, we must have to cut the sheet metal. Then we are going to prepare that particular funnel, flask or something, chimneys or boiler shells, everything will be made. At the same time, automobile body parts, vehicle, what you call it as that outer shell, that body of that vehicle may be prepared by using some kind of sheet metal. So that surface will be calculated. And then aircraft, in aircraft industries, the outer shell or something, if you want to prepare the sheet metals, then definitely we may require that this development of surface idea, as well as, so according to this development of surfaces, there are huge advantages are available, such as we can reduce the material wastage of sheet metal. So by a proper planning and by a proper cutting of that particular material, we can reduce the wastage of material. So that's a major important advantage with these particular development of surfaces. First, we will introduce that particular development of surfaces with the classification of objects. As we earlier where we discussed about the classification of objects, so while discussing about projection of solids, so here there are total 4 types of, so in there are remaining solids are also available like spheres or typical components, but here in our engineering drawing we are going to discuss about these 4 kinds of solids, such as prisms, cylinders, pyramids and cone. So these surfaces are going to be developed. These surfaces are all known it as that right regular solids, right? So then coming to the methods of development of that particular surfaces, basically there are 3 methods are there. First one is parallel line method, which is used to develop the cylinders and prisms. That these parallel line method will be used to develop the prisms and cylinders. Basically, that these parallel line method will depend upon the sketch outline. So whatever the outlines are there, that sketch outlines will be used to develop that particular surface. And then coming to the radial line development method. Here, in radial line development method, we are going to develop the pyramids and cones. So these 2 will be developed by using radial line method. Here in radial line method we will use slant edge of the what you call it as that cone or a generator of the cone or slant edge of the pyramids will be used to develop the lateral surface of the given solid. And then final one is approximation method. Basically, whenever we have double curved surfaces, that these approximation will be used, like spheres, ellipsoid, hypaloid. So these are all different solids which consisting of double curved surfaces. In such case, we will use these particular approximation method, but we don't want to discuss about this approximation method. We don't have in our syllabus, right? So basically we will discuss about only two topics, that is parallel line method and then radial line method. So here several steps are involved while we are solving the projection, development of surfaces. There are total 3 steps are available. First one is, we need to draw the geometry of the given object with respect to the axis of the solid. So basically, in every problem, definitely they will give the geometric statement and the positional statement of the problem. Geometric statement as well as positional statement of the problem. Let us say a pentagon having side A and axis height is about h. Then it is resting with its base on HP, or it is resting with its one of its edges on HP. Like that, definitely they will give the geometric statement of the given solid, and then the position of the solid will be given. Then with respect to that given data, you need to draw that particular top view as well as front view of the given solid. So as we in third unit, as we already discussed about how to draw a front view and how to draw a top view, right? So then in a second step, in a few problems, they may give this particular second step, or few problems they may not give. So if they may not give directly, we can go through the third step. Sometimes in a problem, they will give the position of the cutting plane. So we need to develop the truncated portion of the prism or pyramid or cone or cylinder. So if they have given cutting plane position, definitely we must have to draw the cutting plane, that is also called it as section plane, right? So with respect to the plane, either it may be horizontal plane or a vertical plane, they will give the position of the cutting plane with respect to the horizontal plane, with respect to the vertical plane. Angle inclination will be given. So based upon that, we must have to draw that cutting plane. Then we need to develop that particular lateral surface of the given solid, right? So these are all the basic 3 steps which we need to follow while solving the development of surfaces. So let me explain once again. First step is geometric of the statements and position of the statement. Based upon these 2 statements, we have to construct the top view and front view. Then we need to draw the cutting plane, also call it as section plane, whatever that they have given. Then finally we need to develop that lateral surface. So now we will move on to the here. First we will discuss about that parallel line development method. So these parallel line developmental method will be useful for prisms and cylinders. Here example 1, on a pentagonal prism of base 30 mm and the axis 60 mm long, resting with its base on HP with its rectangular faces parallel to the VP. Draw the total development of the prism. Say for example, if you have a pentagonal prism of base 30 mm and axis height is about 60 mm long, and it is resting with its base on HP, and also that this surface, one of its rectangular surface is parallel to the VP. Now it is parallel to the VP. If suppose one of its rectangular face is perpendicular to the VP, in the sense we should start with the vertical line. So if it is one of its rectangular face is parallel to VP, in the sense we must have to start with the horizontal line. Then we need to develop the pentagonal shape. After that we need to project the front view from the top view. Then we need to develop it. So as I already told that there are 3 steps are available while solving these development of surfaces. First one is, we need to draw the simple position of the given solid. Let us say here we need to construct the top view as well as the front view. let us say here it is base side of 30 mm and with the 72 degrees angle, exterior angle, then we need to develop a pentagonal shape. So as I already told that if it is a prism, we must have to mark with the A of 1, B of 2, C of 3, D of 4, E of 5. So as we are aware about that this triangular surface, that is A1, that rectangular surface A1 E5 rectangular surface is parallel to the VP. That means parallel to the XY. We need to erect a center point by drawing the lines from the opposite corners to the center point of the given solid. Then here exactly here this is the center axis of the given prism. Then here the base edge is about 30 mm and then the axis height is 60 mm. Right? So then we need to project each and every point of the top view towards the front view until you get the base surface. So here this is the base surface of the given solid, and then axis height is about right. Then here that these two surfaces are going to be visible. Here this is visible line and then here also is a visible line, but here C3 line will be invisible. So instead of axis line we can give a dotted line, because of if it is axis line or a outside line, that is sketch line, will be dominate the center line. So like this we have to construct the front view of the given problem and then denote with the letters. So here it is 2 dash, 1 dash, 3 dash, then here it is 5 dash and then 4 dash, D dash, E dash, C dash, A dash and B dash. So after completion of the first step, that is the position and geometric statement of the problem, then we need to go for the development of the prism. So here for the development of prism we must have to start with one point and then draw a horizontal line which is equal to the peri of the given prism. So here the peri of the given prism is 5A. So 5 into 30, so which is equal to 150 mm. So the total horizontal line length is equal to 150 mm. Then divide these 150 mm into 5 equal parts, because of here we have a 5 equal parts in the sense 30, 30, 30, 30 and 30. So here it is, a base side is, so here we are going to tear that particular, we are going to remove that particular surface and then we are going to develop it like this, right? So here we will get the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and again we will get the point 1. Then we need to draw a projection line from the front view. Then here we are going to develop the vertical lines. These are all equal to the vertical surface of the given prism. Base side is 30 mm and then the height is 60 mm. Then here we will have a lettering A, B, C, D, E and F. Sorry, again it will be A. Right? The conventions of these particular development of surfaces should be, so whenever we are going to develop the surface, definitely we must have to represent the capital letters. So in earlier cases, front view will be lowercase letter with dash, top view will be lowercase letter, and then side view will be lowercase letter with double dash. But here we should represent with capital letters, and then the dimension from here to here, which is equal to 150. Right? So this is the lateral surface of the given solid. If they have given total development, then we must have to develop the bottom surface as well as top surface. So bottom surface will be a pentagonal surface and top surface will be a pentagonal surface. Based upon that, here bottom surface we will have a pentagonal shape, and then on top surface also we will have a pentagonal surface. Here it is A, B, C, D, again E. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and again 5. So this is the way. So while we are going to describe this height and width, so here we have mentioned that height, and then we will project that it should not intersect with the actual outline. So we must have to bring it towards the downwards. So we can intersect the dimension, that is extension line, once at outside line. So then here this is the 150 mm peri of the given line. Right? So this is the total development of the given prism. If they may ask a lateral surface, so we will see about that particular surface. Here it is a pentagonal prism. So we are going to tear that particular surface at one edge. Right? Here I am going to tear out it. Here I am going to tear out it. Then I am going to develop the lateral surface. So here it is the lateral surface of the given problem. Then here it is the total development. Right? So here you can observe that the total development of the prism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rectangular surfaces will be visible, and then top and bottom we will have a pentagonal surface. Here this is the development of a pentagonal prism. The total development of a pentagonal prism. If you combine all of them with the edges, then we will create a solid again. Right? So this is the way how we need to develop the total surface. And coming to the next problem, a cylinder of base 80 mm diameter and axis long is about 100 mm, resting with its base on HP. Then draw the lateral surface. Please be noted that lateral surface and total development of the surface. If it is the lateral surface, we need not to draw the top and bottom surfaces. Only we have to construct the surface of that particular solid. We need not to go for the top and bottom. But here in this case of total development, we must go through the top and bottom surfaces also. So now here initially we must have to, I said that there are 3 steps. One is simple position of the solid, and then another one is development of the solid. So here we must have to draw the top view with the given diameter of 80 mm, and then divide that particular circle into number of equal parts, say 8 equal parts or 12 equal parts or whatever your convenient, right? Based upon your convenient, you must have to divide the total circle into number of equal parts, then mark them with A of 1, B of 2, C of 3, D of 4, E of 5, F of 6, G of 7, H of 8. Then you need to project the front view. So these are simple positions where we already discussed from the 3rd unit. So please recall all of them, how to construct a simple cylinder when it is resting with its base on HP, that is the axis is parallel to the VP and perpendicular to the HP. So here this is the axis height is about 100 mm, and then the diameter of the circle is given with 80, right? So then we need to project the top view to the front view. So here you may not do that, what you call it as that here normal line. Directly we can draw the straight line. So here let us say right. So here on base surface is 1, 8 of 2 with the dash, and then G of that is 7 of 3, here 6 of 4, and then 5. So E dash, F dash of D dash, then G dash of C dash, H dash of B dash, then here we will have a dash. So and then the height of this cylinder is about 100 mm. Right? Then we need to, so this is the first step of the given problem. Then we need to develop the lateral surface. As I already told that, so whenever we are going to draw the horizontal line, first we need to draw a horizontal line which is equal to the periphery of the given circle. Here it is, the periphery is equal to 2 pi r. So here it is 2 into pi into radius about 40 mm. So how much it is? 225. So here it is 225 mm. So here the total distance should be 225, and then so here it is the approximation length, not an exact. So here it is approx 251. Then here we have to draw another horizontal line, that is the projection line from the top surface, projection line from the bottom surface, and then draw the vertical line. After completion of these, then you need to divide that same number of equal parts which we did on the top view. So for example, if you made it 4 equal parts, then these surface should be divided into 4 equal parts. If you made it 8 equal parts, then you must have to do this 8 equal parts. Then here, if it is 12 equal parts, then you must have to divide these total surface into 12 equal parts. By using dividing a line method, we need to divide that total surface into 8 equal parts. So 251 divided by 8, or else 80 mm line with an angle of 45 degrees. Then you need to divide this into 8 equal parts. Then you need to divide the line. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Right? So here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we will have a 1 again. Right? So then we need to develop the vertical lines. These are all the generators of the outside circle. Here it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and again A. So this is the way how we need to develop a lateral surface of the given problem. You need not to draw the circle over here and over here. That is, top and bottom surface circles need not to draw, because of it's a development of lateral surface. It's not a total surface. Here it is a hexagonal prism. Right? The hexagonal prism is going to be developed. Right? Base side is hexagonal shape and then top side is hexagonal shape. Then we are going to tear out at one edge. Right? Then we are going to develop that surface. There will be a total 6 surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangular surfaces, rectangular surfaces, then 1, 2 surfaces will be the top and bottom surface. This is the total development of the given prism, right? So here we have a cube, so bottom surface, so then the top surface were open and then we are going to develop it, right? So here it is for cube total 6 surfaces will be there, 6 square surfaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total 6 square surfaces are available here, right? So that's all about the parallel line method. So parallel line method in the sense all the lines are parallel to each other at the same time. So the outside lines are going to be used to develop it. Here is one more problem on radial line development method. That this radial line development method will be useful for pyramids and cone problems. So here the radial line method will use that slant edges and then generator of the true length of the generator of the cone will be used to develop it. So here, as usual, as I already told that for these kind of problems we should start with the front view and top view of the given problem. So here the pentagonal pyramid, right? So develop the pentagonal pyramid of the of base 30 mm, right, and axis height is about 60 mm, and then resting with its base, edge is on base, with an edge of the base parallel to the VP, right, base edge is parallel to the VP. In earlier case also we discussed about that parallelism, right. Draw the development of the surface of the pyramid. So initial step is we need to construct the top view and front view based upon the given parameters, that is length and width of the base edges. Here it is a pentagonal surface of base 30 mm, then here it is we must have to draw the dark lines because of it's a pyramid, right. Here it is O, A, B, C, D, E, then here it is the center axis X, Y, then project all the top view points onto the XY line, then here it is the base line, then the height of the axis is about 60 mm. So from here to here it is 60 mm. Then here the surface will be visible, and then OB surface will be visible. Here it is B dash, A dash, then here it is C dash, D dash, E dash. So OB is visible, and then OA visible, OC is invisible, then OE visible, OD visible. So 1, 2, 3 surfaces are going to be visible, that is OBA, OAE, ODE surfaces will be visible. Based upon that, the initial step has been completed, O dash. So that is O dash, B dash, C dash, right. So this is the initial step of the given pentagonal pyramid. Now we need to develop this particular solid by using radial line method. So for this radial line method, we must have to start with point O, right. Then take the radius equal to, radius is equal to, that is slant edge. So here you can observe that this is the slant edge. So whenever the slant edge true shape is not visible, then you must have to go with the, so here this is the horizontal line, then rotate this horizontal line, these inclined lines until it touches to the horizontal line, then project that, then this is the true slant edge. Because of these slant edges are not true, all the slant edges are not true because of these are all inclined, these are all not parallel to the VP. So that for getting the parallelism, initially we need to draw a horizontal line, then take the OE or OA as radius, draw an arc until it touches to the horizontal line, then project that particular point towards the upwards, then here it is P. So OP is equal to true slant side length, true slant side length, which is equal to slant edge length, right. Then by using the slant edge length as radius, O as center, O as center, draw an arc like this. We need to draw a line, arc. So that this radius is equal to true slant length of the prism, right? Pyramid. The true slant length of the pyramid. Then draw a vertical line, and here this is the point A. We are going to tear out like this. Then here there will be a point A. Here it is capital O. Thereafter, take the radius AE, which is equal to the base side, A as center, cut an arc on the circle, which is 5 equal parts. A, B, C, D, E, and again A. And then combine OA, OC, OD, OE, and OE. And then finally, we must have to draw the thick lines. So this circle will be thin, and then this is the thick line should be drawn. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lateral surfaces are going to be developed. So this is the lateral surface. But here what they asked, the total development of the lateral surface only. So that's it. So if suppose they may ask about develop the total surface, development of a total surface of the pyramid, in the sense we must have to draw with a pentagonal shape. Right? If they may ask about total surface. So if they did not ask about the total surface, then leave it. So from here to here is equal to 30 mm. Right? So here it is not the 60 mm axis line. What is this length of the line? Which is equal to the true slant length. So if the line is inclined to both the planes, then we must have to rotate it, then project them onto the front view. So this is the total development of the pentagonal pyramid. That is equal to, in terms of radial line method. Radial line method in the sense, these are all the slant edges where we have used. Right? And coming to the cone. So cone base of 50 mm diameter and 60 mm long, resting on its base on HP, draw the development of lateral surface of the cone, just lateral surface of the cone. So initially we should start with the top view, which is the given diameter of 50 mm, then divide these into number of equal parts. So as I already told that if it is a cone, then we need to highlight these center lines. Right? So here there will be a O, here it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Then project all of them towards the upwards until it touches to the XY line. Then this is the base surface. Here it is A dash. Here it is H dash of B dash. Then G dash of C dash, then F dash of D dash, then E dash. Then draw the center axis about 60 mm, and then the base diameter is 50 mm. Right? Then draw the front view of the cone. So here this is the front view of the given cone, right? So now with the same radial line method, we should start with the O point, then take the radius which is equal to the slant edge length. So this is the slant length, that is also called as true length, ఎందుకంటే మనకి this line is parallel to the VP, so that OE distance can be considered as a true length. If all the lines are not equal, parallel to the VP, then we must have to generate the parallel to VP line, right? So here this is the basic condition, right? So then take the radius of true slant edge length, which is also we can measure with R square plus H square, so which is equal to 25 square plus 60 square square root. So by using this also we can measure the, we can calculate, or directly we can take the radius of O dash E dash radius, O as center, draw an arc, and then starting point. Here it is the starting point A. Then you need to know about that particular periphery of the given line. So basically it can be that angle need to be determined. That angle theta is equal to small r divided by capital R is equal to into 360 degrees. Based upon this, we need to calculate the this is a slant edge, right? So here it is small r is equal to 25, and then here it is, say I don't know exactly, so take the length of this about 75 or something. So you need to calculate the value, right, into 360. Then you will get some angle, say for example some 120 or 130 angle, I don't know exactly. So say for example if it is 120 angle, 120 degrees, then take the 120 degrees and then draw the line which is OA. Then divide this total 120 angle into 8 equal parts, right? Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and again A. So here it is OA, OB, OC, OD, OE, OF, OG, and OH, finally OA. So here this is the angle theta. We must have to calculate the angle theta. So here it is the angle theta is not given actually. So we have to calculate by using that formula, radius of the base circle divided by slant length of the cone into 360. So here theta is equal to radius of the base circle, then slant edge of the cone into 360. So based upon that we will get the theta angle. Then you need to divide the total theta angle into number of equal parts. Say if it is 8 equal parts, then you need to divide into 8 equal parts like this. Then you need to project all of them, right? So that's all about the parallel line method and radial line method when the solid is positioned at simple manner. So sometimes they will ask if the solid is cut like this, right? So then we will have a different procedure to develop that particular surface. So later we will discuss about that. So that's all about the simple position. The development of the pentagonal pyramid. So the first problem, right? So here I am going to develop the total surface. So I am going to cut it. Right? Then here also. Then here it is the development of the given pentagonal pyramid, which consists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Then here this is the base surface. So whenever we are going to combine it, then we will get the pentagonal pyramid. And coming to the cone, here it is the cone. If you want to develop it, then you need to cut the base side. Right, here it is the base side, and then vertical side has also developed. Then here it is the development of the cone, surface of the cone. So here this is the angle theta, which is equal to, theta is equal to radius of the base circle divided by slant edge length into 360. Then you will get the angle theta. Then here this is the circular surface. For pyramid, we will have a straight lines. We don't get the circular shape, right? Arc will not get, only we will get the straight edges. Please be remember that. Thank you.